It's my pleasure to introduce my dining partner tonight, Jen Gorke. She's the treasurer of the Silent Spring Institute Board of Directors. Jen?
Thank you. I was going to get up here and start by thanking all of you for joining us tonight. But after seeing the award presentation to Ellen and seeing all of those amazing women up on the stage and hearing the other speakers before me, I feel like I should thank all of you for allowing me to share the same stage. So thank you for having me here tonight. As Kelly mentioned, I serve on the board of the Silent Spring Institute, and it's just so inspiring to see so many of you here, so many of you who've been with the organization over the last 2 decades. You've heard from the other speakers tonight about the groundbreaking approach and research that makes Silent Spring Institute unique. So I just want to take a few minutes to share with you why I personally choose to support Silent Spring Institute and why I'm committed to the effort. I'm committed because I'm a daughter, and I watched my mother receive a cancer diagnosis twice. I know all too well, like many of you in this room, what that diagnosis does to a family. Silent Spring's focus on true prevention resonates with me on multiple levels, but especially because of my mother's particular experience. My mom was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003. I was living in London at the time and about to start graduate school. When I got the news, I flew home and spent that summer keeping my mom and dad company and driving my mom to her daily treatment. Thanks to advances in early detection, my mom's cancer was caught early, and thanks to advances in treatment, she was able to have minimally invasive surgery and radiation therapy. She was cancer-free, and everyone said we were lucky. And we were. We felt lucky for about 8 years. But 3.5 years ago, 3 weeks after my mother watched me deliver my first child, she received her second diagnosis. And unfortunately, this time, we weren't so lucky. My mom was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive form of cancer called angiosarcoma of the breast. The real kicker was that her doctors told her that this cancer was most likely linked to the radiation treatment that she had received after her first cancer diagnosis. Now, don't get me wrong. My family and I are incredibly grateful that my mom received the radiation treatment 11 years ago that allowed her to see her 3 children marry and all welcome children of their own. But in January of this year, 11 years after her first diagnosis and great prognosis, I had to say goodbye to my mom, my biggest supporter, and my best friend. For my mom and my family, early detection was not the best prevention. I'm committed because I'm a mother, and my two young girls got very limited time with my mom, their Yaya, and they never knew her healthy. I spend a great deal of time thinking about how to explain to my very inquisitive 3.5-year-old what happened to Yaya, but even more so, I worry about the day that she stops asking about her. I want to do everything I can to make sure that she, her younger sister, and my 5 nieces never have to deal with anything like this themselves. And I'm committed because I'm a woman, because the odds scare me and I worry that they'll get worse. I'm concerned that no matter what personal choices I make about the food I put in my body or the products I allow in my home, that it won't be enough to protect myself and my family. And I'm angry that our government and industry have completely failed to protect us. Like most people, I assumed that the products on the shelves of stores were tested and safe. I now know that this isn't true. Some people might call me an idealist, but I truly believe that I should be able to trust that the shampoo or pajamas I buy for my daughters are free from harmful chemicals. But unfortunately in this country, we treat chemicals until safe until proven otherwise. Action is taken rarely, if ever, and on the rare occasion that action is taken, it's a reaction well after harm is proven and too widespread. The result is you see in a lot of the research that Silent Spring Institute does is that these harmful chemicals end up in our bodies without our knowledge and certainly without our consent. We don't know everything, but we know enough to know that the status quo needs to change, and through the research of Silent Spring, we're learning more every day. And while this research and the findings can sometimes be overwhelming, I actually find it empowering. The research provides us with clues as to why we see higher rates of breast cancer in certain areas or certain populations. We need to follow those clues to learn more about the links and connections, and we need to continue to develop new research tools and methods to enable us to better understand the cumulative and lifetime impacts of these chemicals in our environment. And we need to empower ourselves and others with that information to fight the status quo policy that treats all of us as walking experiments. I support Silent Spring Institute because as a daughter, a mother, and a woman, I need to do more than just raise awareness about breast cancer. I'm aware. In fact, I think we're all aware. I need to support innovative research that focuses on the causes of breast cancer with the goal of preventing people from getting sick in the first place, and that's what Silent Spring Institute does. By doing that, I can imagine a world for my daughters and their daughters without breast cancer. And I hope that you're all here tonight because you can imagine that world too. Thank you.